All right. What's up? What's up? What's up? All right. We got Facebook up. We got YouTube down low. What's going on, everybody? So, today, what I want to talk about is how to enjoy your summer. Okay. I know a lot of you all are going through summer. We're going to kind of fix this so you can see me a little bit better. There we go. So, we're going to talk about how we can go through summer, enjoy your foods, enjoy your gatherings, your social gatherings, your family. You can enjoy all of that while still getting your body goals. Okay. And I know this is going to reach a lot of people because guess what? Summer is a very social time. Summer is one of those times where people feel like this is where we turn up. This is when we eat. Summer is also the time where you got to take your shirt off. Okay. And a lot of you people who live where I live, Nashville or areas like this, you're lucky because we get to cover up most of the year. But you got people in Florida, California, places that pretty much warm year round. They kind of have to stay on their game. Why? Because they have to take their shirt off. So it's summertime for most of us, if not all of us, and you don't have to take your shirt off. Okay, you should. Whether you're going to the beach, whether you're going to the swimming pool, whatever. You should. I say you should because you should be getting some sun. That's what I'm trying to say. But I want to talk about how to get to your body goals while enjoying these summer activities. People are going to be drinking. People are going to be doing cookouts because all of y'all aren't vegan. It's all good, okay? I do it because it's what works for me. I don't force it on everybody. I want to teach everybody, though, how to eat or implement more plant-based foods in their diets to help them out in hopes that you come on over to my side, okay? So Facebook, YouTube, this is what we're talking about today. This is the topic of discussion. This is something I've been getting from a lot of people, a lot of questions, a lot of DMs, especially on Instagram, which is where I'm most active. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I am the vegan trainer on Instagram. Go hit me up, okay? That's why I answer a lot of my DMs via video. Anyway, so I want to get to the point. I want to make this video super quick. Not super quick, but I want to get to the point. So one of the best ways we do summer and social is we vary our diet, okay? You cannot turn up every day. For my people who like to drink, for my people who like to indulge in some treats, you can't do that every day and not, and expect to get the body goals. So we have to do this 1, 2, some of us can get away with 3 days, but that's it. Okay. So what you have to do and what I do is I basically plan my turn up days. Okay. When I want to go out, when I go have fun, when I want to go eat, my high carb days, whatever you want to call it. I plan these days around the days people want to hang out or events, birthdays, pool parties, whatever it is, I plan it around my schedule. So for me personally, I usually do 2 or 3 high carb days a week. Okay. One of those high carb days include whatever I want. Okay. If I want pizza, I want waffles, and vegan chicken from Southern V, whatever it is I want, I do that once a week. The other 2 or 3 days or the other 2 days, I'll usually do higher carbs, but I still kind of watch what I'm eating. So I can still go out to eat and have a veggie burger, or I can still go out to eat and have some tacos, but it's not super crazy like pizza. So this is how you do it. Now, on those other days, okay, this is where it gets real. On those other days that you aren't turning up, you aren't eating the foods that you love, what we need to be doing is lower the carbs, probably by a lot. I personally suggest 50 grams or under. Okay, lower the carbs by 50 grams or under. This will put you into, if you've been into ketosis, this will put you back into ketosis. If not, what'll happen is you'll still be low enough in carbs to burn some fat. So those of you who want the abs, the flat stomach around the time of the year where you're taking your shirt off, these lower carb days are going to be perfect for you. On low carb days, what you want to do, okay, everybody welcome on in. What we're talking about today is how to eat your way through summer while still getting your body goals. So on those days where you're doing a low carb diet-ish, okay, vegan or not, you can do this, 50 grams or less, especially for my ladies. What you want to do is cardio on those days. Okay. You can still hit the weights, but cardio, we're trying to burn. And it's not unrealistic to do an hour and a half of slower, steady state cardio. That's what burns fat. So if you want to burn some fat, slower, steady state cardio, less than 50 grams of carbs on those days. Okay. This is how bodybuilders, this is how IG booty models, this is how a lot of people get in shape. Okay. And for those of you who love their carbs, I know this sucks. I know you probably hate to hear this, but this is how it's done, especially if you're going to have high carbs, 3 or 2 or 1, even 1 time a week. So cardio, low carb, that's how it's done. On the high carb days, these are your days where you want to lift. These are the days you want to focus on the muscles that you want to build. All right. So ladies, you want to build your butt. Okay. You need to be doing butt exercises on those days that you're going to do high carb. That's just kind of how it works. I get a lot of people coming to me, how I build my butt. Okay. You got to eat up. Unfortunately, most people, especially vegans, most women who try to build their butt, they think you can just eat whatever, and then they end up building a butt on their stomachs. So now you got this stomach butt growing because you're eating too many carbs or you're eating too much, period, and you're not doing enough activity. So the way that you combat that is you eat low carb most of the time, depending on how much weight you have. If you got a lot of fat on you, you need to do more low carb days than high carb days. If you are looking to maintain or maybe even grow, you want to kind of split the two. Okay. So if you're doing 3 high carb days, throw some protein in there, a little protein. Okay. And that doesn't mean meat. Protein can be beans. All right. Or some people like seitan, wheat gluten. So throw some good stuff in there and lift on these days. So you need to be doing some high lifting on the high carb days. Why? Because as you lift, you're going to drain the muscle glycogen. You're going to work those muscles. They're going to need the nutrients and the carbs and the proteins. And guess what? When you go and have those high carb days, that butt just soaks it up. So you want to grow the butt. This is how you do it. So that's one way of doing it. Also, when you're dealing with your high carb days, you want to make sure that you are not missing a workout. I tell my people all the time, if you are going to miss your workout, you don't get a high carb day. All right. That's just what it is. What's up, Bessie? That's my girl. I hadn't heard. We got to talk. We got to schedule something. But yeah, this is how you do it. If you don't earn your carbs, your high carb days, you do not eat them. That's just hands down how it is, how it works. I've been having my own vegan gymnast eat seeds. I love it. See, that's what means a lot to me. When I see the youngsters, the young women and men who are gymnasts and who are athletes eating a vegan diet, that is who's going to change the world right there. Because a lot of people still don't think this thing is possible. So that is what's up. How has that been going for you? How are they feeling on the seeds? That's what I want to know. Nuts, seeds. I try not to give a lot of grains to my clients, so that's what we're trying to stay away from. A lot of people can do it, but most people who are eating a lot of grains usually get like inflammation, and usually it's inflammation of the gut, or what you would call subcutaneous fat, which is that fat that jiggles. Like if you smack somebody's belly and it jiggles, that's the fat that we don't. It's called cosmetic fat. That's usually what the overabundance of grains usually causes. And then you get into other types of fat, like visceral fat. That's the heart. If you ever smack somebody in the belly or hit their belly and it doesn't move, it's like solid. That's more of a dangerous fat. That's visceral fat. That's the fat that coats around your organs, and it's hard to get rid of. All right. The jiggly fat, you can get rid of that in no time. So those are the differences in fats. People who usually eat too many carbs usually eat. Those people who usually eat those carbs usually end up with the subcutaneous fat, which is the fat that jiggles. So if you smack your belly and it rolls and it jiggles, that's how you know you have cosmetic fat, which is easier to get rid of it. So let's see. It's going good. Okay, good. I used to also help the girls with their brain power. Yeah, all of those fats, those plant-based fats are really good for the brain, for, like you said, for growth, for bones, for, like you said, brain, and really just for all-around energy. If you get them fat adapted, it's a wrap. They're going to be like powerhouses for real. Somebody said, so Kimberly, what's up, Kimberly? That's what I'm talking about. I hadn't talked to you in a while. She said, what's the best way to get rid of both of those? So the easiest way to get rid of I'm just going to call it the jiggly fat, because most people come on and hear subcutaneous and they're like, what is that? The jiggly fat. The easiest way to get rid of that is usually what I've been talking about, the low carbohydrate diet, higher fats. The reason why is because when you eat the higher fats, the body kind of plays into the fact that we're going to use fat as fuel or energy. So what that happens is when you don't put that type of fat in, you're not eating it anymore. Or if you're fasting or if you just miss a meal, guess what? It's used to eating fat. So it starts eating your belly, or it starts digesting and using your belly fat. That's one of the best ways to get rid of it. And of course, fasting. You all know I am like the fasting, like, I'm not going to say the guru because I don't like that word, but I'm the man when it comes to fasting. I love fasting. I do it weekly. I do a lot of it. I love it. So fasting is another great way to get rid of it. The visceral fat, it's a little harder to get rid of. Fasting is a better way to do that one because eating your way away from visceral fat is a lot harder. Why? Because visceral fat usually has a lot of toxins in it, and it's also caked up around your organs. So it takes a lot. It's the reason why it takes long is because the body doesn't want to burn. It wants to clean stuff. And I know that sounds weird because everybody kind of thinks all fat is dirty. It wants the cleaner fat, and the cleaner fat is the jiggly fat. This is the fat that people get cellulite. This is the fat that jiggles. This is the fat that people don't like because it's cosmetically ugly. But the fat that is on the inside or coating the organs, it really doesn't show sometimes. So you can have skinny people with visceral fat. You can have people who are slightly, we call them thick. They have a nice, shape, but they can have visceral fat around their organs. But this is the worst type of fat because your organs all organs kind of pulse. And if you got visceral fat caking them up, the organs can't pulse like they need to. We got problems. We got big problems. So that's what that is. Let's see. Got some more questions coming in. Gymnast is technical, so I appreciate your tips. Good. Yeah. I think that's going to be one of the biggest things. And I wouldn't be surprised that if you take this to the next level and you have a lot of your gymnasts, because I know you deal with like the Olympics. So a lot of your gymnasts that are going to the Olympics, they are going to have like vegan diets and they're going to thrive on them. So that's what's up. Glad I can help you with that. And like I said, we're going to set up a talk sometime soon because I like to know how that's going since I last talked. I said, I don't fast, but I really need to start. My question to people who don't fast is, what do you think is holding you back? Why aren't you fasting? What do you feel like you need to do to fast? And I get it. I'm kind of going to go on a tangent here, go off subject. But a lot of people don't fast because it's not socially accepted yet. It's still, although a lot of people are starting to do it, it's still not socially common. The average person, like if I have 100 people around, only about maybe 20, 30 of them have even heard about nutritionally fasting for benefits. And then probably the other 70, maybe 60. So probably the other 60, 70 think it's just absolutely crazy. Why would you starve yourself? That's what I get a lot. Why would you starve yourself? That's an eating disorder. I get all of these things, okay? So I get why some people don't fast because it's not socially accepted. However, what people don't get is that it's not about being socially accepted because most of the things that we've been doing, fasting has been going on for thousands of years. It's in every religion, okay? I always have to bring up religion. I hate that because a lot of people don't deal with religion, so I can't touch them as much as I want to. But it's in every religion. It's in every historical text, pretty much. Everybody fasted. It's in every culture. So, like, if you go back in different tribes and cultures, everybody fasted, whether it was forced or whether it was part of the culture. Everybody fasted. Okay. That's a part of the human body, which is why all of these benefits come when you fast. So I like the benefits. I love the benefits, actually. Great question. So somebody asked on YouTube, when do you start getting out the magic moss again? Actually, we are working on something else. All right. So Magic Moss Plus is coming because of this whole keto thing. We've been getting a lot of my clients, actually. So I work with my team. I said, look, we got to come up with something that's going to give us the magnesium, the potassium, the chlorophyll, which magnesium is inside the chlorophyll molecule. We got to get all of these things to help my clients with the whole keto thing and to stay hydrated. Also, to give them liver detoxification benefits, we got to put some stuff in there. So Magic Moss Plus will drop probably the next week or two. I'll be coming out and letting you know. But Magic Moss Plus will be out in at least 2 weeks, maximum 2 weeks. I'm sorry. So what this is, guess what's in it? All right, this is what I'm excited about. All right, so I've already been taking it. I love it. So Magic Moss Plus has chlorella, the sea moss. So all of the enzymes that was in the sea moss, all the minerals that was in the sea moss, it's still in there. So chlorella, the sea moss, is going to have coconut, almost like coconut meat, but it's an extract of the meat. It's also going to have dulse, bladderwrack, kelp. I'm missing something else. Oh, dandelion root, burdock root, and milk thistle. Okay, so it's going to have a lot of good stuff in it. The reason why we're doing this, like I said, is because this hits everything down the line. Like people want, what's a good fat burner? It does that. What can I do to detox my liver? It's going to do that. So I got a lot of other good things: skin, hair growth, menstrual cycle. It's going to do all of that. So my team has been knocking that out, working really well. I'm super excited about that. I've been testing it. We've been doing other little studies and tests on it, and it's a beast. So that's what you can look out for in the next week or two. It's going to be droplets. So you just drop maybe 5-10 drops under your tongue. It absorbs into the body and works like a beast. Also, what I have been doing is putting the drops in like a water bottle and just drinking the water. So either one will work. That's coming pretty soon. All right. So I said more live, please. Yeah, most definitely. I'm at least going to try to do 1 or 2 lives a week because I already have my clients that I do lives for. And we go a little more in depth because I can get more raunchy. All right. I could really talk how I want to in those lives because it's private and it's just a group. I got to watch what I say live on, social media. So I don't want to get kicked off of social media and I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. So I have to watch what I say. But I am going to be doing more lives here recently or here in the future because I feel like, I love it, first of all. Second of all, I think this is a great way for me to reach more people because we can interact. We can be, it's live. So we have a conversation. So I can answer your questions and stuff. So most definitely we'll be doing that. Got another question on YouTube. I start, but I lose willpower along the way. Let's talk about that. So when people lose willpower or it's not even really just willpower. When people start fasting and then they get these crazy cravings, it's one thing that's happening. Probably 2, but more than likely it's just 1. You, my friend, are still craving carbohydrates. So if anybody has fasted, okay, and this Band-Aid is ugly. I keep seeing it in the screen. Somebody scratched me. I was giving them buckets. Somebody scratched me. Anyway, so if somebody is fasting and then you start getting these crazy cravings, what's going on is because your body still wants carbohydrates. That is the number 1 source of energy. You hear from all these doctors, you hear from everybody who's saying the brain wants glucose. That is true. The brain likes glucose because it's the easiest thing to break down. It gets in your body, goes in the bloodstream, goes to the brain. Easy, okay? Now, what happens when you start fasting is you get into this fat adapted period. And what this means is body's not really using glucose anymore. You start to produce ketones, and it uses ketones. So guess what? Now you start burning fat, because ketones are a byproduct of fat being burned. Okay, this is the beauty, because the more you go without food, the more fat you lose. So I'm taking a lot of my clients and myself. I take myself and my clients from, on day one, we'll go down 2 inches in our waist. Then we'll go down 3 inches. So this is kind of how we continue to just get those inches off the body. And before you know it, I got clients that's like 2 months in, and they, women, and they have abs already. And they're, okay, I got my abs. Can I stop now? Because a lot of women don't want to be too ripped. So they're like, can I stop now? And can we start gaining muscle? So a lot of them are now working on gaining muscle, which of course we do a whole nother switch. So that's what I like to hear. That's exactly what I've been trying to work on with this whole vegan keto thing. So, because a lot of people aren't talking about it. So I want to make sure I get this thing down packed. You know what I mean? Hey, somebody said, hey, the vegan keto master. I like that. I appreciate that. I guess, and a lot of people aren't talking about it. So I really try to get this thing together and really try to help people who want to lose fat, because it's very encouraging. It sucks at first, but when you get into the vegan keto lifestyle and you see your stomach daily coming in and, sucking in, it's very encouraging. Versus when you're doing carbohydrate diets, which most of your trainers are going to try to give you. When you do a higher carbohydrate diet, and higher for most people can be 200 grams of carbs a day. That's a lot of carbs for some people. So when you're doing that and you lose a little water weight, but it takes like 5 months to get down a couple pounds, or to see it. Some people don't even see their abs on higher carbohydrates. It sucks. It's very, it's very discouraging. So that's why I'm really trying to prove this, or not prove, but I'm really trying to get this keto message out and show people you can do it with plants. You ain't got to eat bacon and lard and, eggs. You got to do that, okay? That's why people hate keto, because when you do it that way, it's very unhealthy. Somebody said your site says you need about $200 a month to work with you. If I remember correctly, does that include fee and food and supplements? No. That's usually kind of like a primer, and I need to get that changed. I probably have my team change that. Usually we ask you that because if you can't afford the 200, you definitely can't afford the program itself. Like, because if I tell you to go out and get a keto meter, which is $60, and I tell you to get the keto sticks and like, of course, your normal foods, that's going to be $200, and some people can't even afford that. So we use that 200 as a primer. Can you afford the 200? To buy the things you need to do what I'm telling you to do. So that's kind of what that is. But I'm not as expensive as I used to be. The reason why is because I've learned how to work some things out to where I can leverage myself a lot more. So it's not as much. It doesn't take as much of my time. So I don't have to charge. I used to charge people, $1,500 for 16 weeks, which is what I charged actually, I charged more than that in person. My in-person clients pay me $2,500. But I'm real about this thing. I like to keep it real, and let you all know what I'm doing. But in person is different. I don't actually train anybody else in person. Everybody who I train in person has been working with me for years, like more than 5 years. If you are not one of my 5-year type of clients, I'm not taking any new people in person because I do so much online. I got people in Siberia. I have clients in Saudi Arabia, clients in Australia, Canada, UK, California, all around the United States as well. So that's what my focus is. And I can charge a lot less by doing it that way. So that's what that is. Let's see. I want to answer that question on Facebook, but I got a lot to catch up with on YouTube. So let me answer here. So what the percentage of carbs should be eating? 10% or less of your calories should come from carbs. That is usually the goal. Okay. 10% or less. This is how we get into ketosis. Ladies, some people have to go down to 5% or less. It's just how it happens. Let's see. Yeah, man, that insulin resistance. I'm beating the skinny fat syndrome. It's been the key that I didn't know about. I love that. That's what I'm talking about. Because yes, a lot of people don't know they're insulin resistant. A lot of people don't know they have to do this thing to beat the fat, especially vegans. Because when you come vegan, there's a whole lot of carbs. And you just start eating. Oh, I'm eating vegan. I'm healthy. And most people, a lot of people hate when I say this, but I'm getting the DMs, okay? Most people, they go vegan and then guess what? 5, 6, 7, 10 weeks later, they gain 5, 10, 15 pounds. And then their stomach starts to, and they're like, I'm eating healthy. Why am I gaining fat? Because a vegan diet is high in carbohydrates. That's just how it is. Okay. So we gotta watch it. A lot of people don't even have to go into ketosis if they just watch the carbs. But I'd rather you get in ketosis because you spare muscle, so you don't need as much protein. Okay. So you get ketones, human growth hormone, which holds on to muscle and helps you build more, and you get the fat burning. It's all great. It's all beautiful if you do it that way. So I'd rather you get into ketosis. Let's see. I lost my signal. Can you answer that statement about your willpower with fasting again, please? Yeah, so willpower is usually not the only thing you need when it comes to fasting. It's not just willpower. It's more so about getting fat adapted for one. Because when you eat higher fats and you get fat adapted and your body becomes used to burning the fat you have, your everything goes away. Like you literally don't crave food. Sometimes, even on my eating days, I'm like, I really don't have to eat, but I will. I need to because I'm trying to keep my muscle. But that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get fat adapted so the body will run off its fat. So you have calories there all the time. Okay, because the average person has over 50,000 to 100,000 calories stored as fat. So this is what I'm trying to get you to do, is to burn or get into that fat burning mode. So ketosis is more than likely the best bet for you on that one. Ida, what's up, Ida? She said, hi, Tay, I love the videos. Thank you so much for your time and educate the community. Oh, of course. That's what I'm here for. I appreciate you for that. Hey, Rough Rider, if I may answer your question, start with a shorter fast and keep building from that. Example, start with intermittent fasting. Oh, okay. So you're helping me answer questions. Yeah, that's a very great way to do it. A lot of people usually start with a shorter fast, 16, 18, 20 hours. But still, you got to get fat adapted, because I know a lot of people doing that intermittent fast, but they're still eating a lot of carbs when they break their fast. Guess what? The body still craves carbs because it breaks that down quicker. Body still craves carbs. And what happens is when you go without carbs, the body will learn that, okay, I got something for you. Since you want to go ahead and deprive me of my carbs, which turns into glucose, okay, follow me. Since you want to take my carbs away from me and you're not going to give me glucose from the carbs, guess what? I'm going to burn up your glycogen, which is stored in the liver and the muscles, muscle glycogen. Then I'm going to break down your muscle. This is where people are going wrong. This is why people are getting skinny. This is why people can't hold on to fat. This is why people can't hold on to muscle, because they're still carbohydrate burners. They're still sugar burners. This process is called gluconeogenesis. Look it up. Okay. I'm not telling you nothing crazy here. Just go look this up. If you are still burning carbohydrates, if you are not fat adapted and you try to do this fasting thing, there are many things that can happen to you. One includes the loss of muscle. So when the bodybuilders tell you you're going to lose muscle, they aren't lying. However, they aren't telling you the full truth either, because guess what? You can get into ketosis and you can spare that muscle. Okay, because ketone bodies are muscle sparing. Not only that, human growth hormone is also muscle sparing. Somebody said on Facebook, is potatoes okay? No. That is a crazy carbohydrate. So I would not suggest that at all. Let's see what else we got. Mina said, am I doing something wrong because I'm not going that fast or going down that fast? Yeah, it sounds like, for one, you're not in ketosis, so the body's not burning fat. Here's a very easy way to sum this up. When insulin is present, fat loss, or I was going to say lipolysis, but most people don't know what that is. When insulin is present, lipolysis shuts off. Lipolysis is breaking down fat. That's the scientific term of breaking down or burning fat. So somebody asked about potatoes. Potatoes are going to cause an insulin response. Okay. So when insulin turns on, fat burning goes off, and vice versa. Insulin goes down, fat burning goes up. And they do this all day. Okay. And this is why another reason why we want to start with intermittent fasting, because guess what? Even if you're eating carbs, but you're intermittent fasting, you're cutting down the time insulin responds, because every time you eat, insulin goes up. So when you eat those 6 meals a day, insulin spike, insulin spike, insulin spike, insulin spike, fat gain, fat gain, fat gain. And what happens is you get these little dips and they go up and down, up and down. So at the dip, you're burning fat, but because you're eating so much, it's a small dip. So I eat every 3 hours. So 3 hours, I'm holding on to fat. Okay. And then boom, I'll dip. I'll burn some fat a little bit, but you're going to feed me again. And then it takes me a little while to go back down, and then it just keeps going. So what we do with intermittent fasting is we go down and it's like no insulin for hours, and it just keeps going, and then you eat once a day. Boom. Okay. There's a little insulin. Maybe another time. Boom. There's a little more insulin. So this is how it happens. Okay. So let me get into YouTube because I'm running behind. Okay. I see some questions coming in and I'm trying to keep up. So let's see. I already do that. Okay. Just keep adding until you're doing 24 hours. A1 Vegan is on it. That's what I'm talking about. Let's see. Focus on your health. What shampoo and conditioner do you use for your hair? Actually, a lot of people going to probably hate me for this. I don't use anything for my hair. Let's see. Well, I take that back. The lady who did this, she did wash my hair before she did it, but I don't know what she used. But me personally, when I wash my hair, I just wash it with whatever soap I'm using, which is usually like Dr. Bronner's. Very clean soap. I just use that. I don't really use any conditioner. And when I get out, I don't use any products really. I wet my hair every day, except when it's in this. But when it's down, I wet it every day, and I put oil in it. I use, what is that? Black Jamaican castor oil. So I'll put that on my hair, and it just makes it, do what it enhances what the inside is already doing. So the reason why I'm going to piss a lot of people off, because I teach all of my clients, it's not about what you put on your hair, it's what you put in your body, and then the hair grows from that. So my skin, my hair, that's all about what I eat. I notice when I eat foods that dry me out, my skin dries out, I break out, and my hair dries out. So it doesn't have this shine. So this is old. These are like maybe a couple weeks. No, I'm going on week 2 of these. So it's getting old. I done, worked out in them a lot, but they're still pretty shiny. And it's because that's what I feed my body to get that result. So it's not really what you put on the body or on the hair. It's what you put in the body or in for the hair. So learning lesson. Okay. Let's see. What about fried food? Is that good for you? Come on, Penny. Look, we know fried food ain't good for us. Some of us, my usually what I tell people is, if you are asking me that question, you probably already know the answer. You just trying to see if you can squeeze something out. I had somebody else ask me, are Oreo cookies good for me? I heard they're vegan. And I'm like, you know that answer already, don't you? You just want to see if I'm going to play into your craving. Fried foods are not good. Okay. So I'm not going to suggest any fried foods for anybody. Okay. So no fried foods. But if you just remember that if you're going to ask that question, or if you're going to ask a question, it's probably because you already know the answer and you're hoping I say something different. But it's all good. It's all good. I'm here to answer the question. So let's see. Connie said, what do you eat? Oh, what did you eat today? Me personally, I ate, let's see. So I broke my fast with 1 jar of olives, which is about 350 calories. I always break my fast usually with olives or avocados, one of the two, because it's high fat, so it doesn't give me an insulin response. I continue to stay in basically fat burning mode. So I usually break it with olives. So I ate olives, and then about an hour and a half later, I went ahead and cooked. Today I had about 3/4 of a head of cabbage. So if a head of cabbage is here, I pretty much cut most of it and I chopped it up and steamed some cabbage. I threw a little Chef Aki's seasoning on. It's called electric seasoning, and a little balsamic vinaigrette. Not balsamic, what was it? Oh, I think it was balsamic vinaigrette. Yeah, so a little balsamic vinaigrette to give it a little, a little bite. I like that bite. And then and I blended, not even blended up, but I kind of chopped up 3 avocados. And I put a little coconut vinegar and lime in that and kind of mixed it up. And I ate that together. So that's kind of what I ate that next meal. That gave me about, so olives were 350. The avocados probably got me about 700-800 calories. And then the cauliflower or the cabbage probably got me, let's say 200 calories. So I'm at about 1,500 calories there. Then I made a smoothie with coconut milk. So coconut milk, macadamia nuts, pecans or pecans. People have the differences. And what else did I eat with that? Oh, and it's just a scoop of protein powder to give me like that chocolate flavor. I just use a regular protein, pea protein, chocolate flavored, nothing too crazy. And then I blend that up. And I throw a little creatine in there because I gotta keep the muscles coming in. So I threw that in there. And today is a low carb, low calorie day for me because I'm still losing. So I'm still pretty flat. I'm not really focused on gaining any muscle right now. I'm just trying to continue to lean out because I want to be as ripped as possible because I got some stuff coming up. All right. So that's what's going on for me. Let's see what else we have here. All right. So I think I answered all the questions there. YouTube, we got a lot of questions coming in here. So I want to answer a few of those. Let's see. Main concern is belly fat, not much fat anywhere else. Belly fat is very good indicator that you're going one of 2 ways. One, you're probably taking in too many carbs. Okay. Like I said, most of us have insulin resistance. I was the fat boy with insulin resistance, so I know, trust me. If you have too many carbs or if you're eating too many carbs, what happens is insulin goes up. And what happens is if insulin stays up and up and up, what happens is you can't get any more insulin into the cell. So the cell is basically shutting off. And I use an analogy for this. So let's think about the cell as a house. Okay, so and I heard this somewhere, I don't remember where, but let's use the cell as a house, for example. And insulin or basically it's people. So insulin comes down your street and pushes people into the house. Okay, get in the house, get in the house, get in the house, get in the house. And every time you eat, insulin comes in, get in the house, get in the house, get in the house. And then what happens is the house is too full. So now the people in the house are like, no more, we can't take any more in. But insulin's still like, no, but I have more people. Like, where am I going to send these people? So what the body does is it builds a new house. Well, we call it fat cell. So it builds a new fat cell so it can put more people in the house. So this is what insulin resistance is. And this is why if you eat too many carbs or you eat too much insulin or you have too much insulin spikes, you're going to have fat gain, okay? Especially in the stomach area, subcutaneous fat, the jiggly fat. So this is how you get rid of it, by lowering carbs. This is also something a lot of people are dealing with that slowly gets them into diabetes. So, all right, so we're going to wrap this up. I want to read some more questions because I got to give fiance some loving time, okay? I like to spend time. It's all about balance. I want to go spend time with my fiance after this. Would you stir fry vegetables in grapeseed oil to be bad? I wouldn't consider it to be bad. I would use more of a higher smoke point type of oil. You can even do avocado oil. That's what I use for my higher smoke points. I see a really good one. I have to answer this one. I'm going to skip a few questions real quick. Keto rash. When I try this, I get keto rash. That is a very good one. Let me answer that before I get off of here. Keto rash usually is a byproduct or let's say byproduct. It's a byproduct of being lacking in electrolytes and potassium and magnesium. So if you don't have your magnesium or your potassium or your electrolytes, you are going to get keto rash, keto flu, or the raccoon eyes is what we call it. Now, where do you get this from? Pink Himalayan salt. That's where you get your electrolytes. Magnesium. This is one of the reasons why I had the Magic Moss Plus built, because it has the magnesium, your potassium. Actually, it has 98 of the 102 minerals our body needs, period. So this is why I had that made. So get your minerals in and get your electrolytes, and that should go away. Or that should stop you from getting it. Hey, or if you do water fasting, make sure your water has electrolytes. Yeah, that's it. Make sure your water has electrolytes. A pity like far from the UK. It's all good, because guess what? Magic Moss Plus, it's not going to be perishable. Okay, it's going to be droplets. We're going to get you to the UK. Trust me. We're going to make that work. All right, I'm going to answer one more question, and I'm going to get off of here. All right. Man, I love A1 Vegan answering all the questions. I love it. I love it. Okay, I'm new to this. Oh, how much water should you drink during the water fast? That's an easy one. Does it take you out of ketosis? No, water does not take you out of ketosis, as long as you're not adding too much crazy stuff to your water. But water, it should be fine. I usually suggest my clients to drink when thirsty, but you can still play on the same, what is that? Drink half of your body weight in ounces of water. So a 200-pound man should drink 100 ounces at least of water. But if you're not feeling that you need that much, don't force yourself, okay? That's usually something I try to recommend. Bro hit you up on IG all the time, man. I don't care if you remember me. I don't know. I probably will remember you if I see you. But I can tell you always on my IG, because you answering these questions like you me. So you've been studying. I like it. So yeah, that's my time for the day, everybody. I got to go in here and show the ladies some love. I'm sorry, I got to answer this one too. Does BCAAs and creatine break your fast? Yes, it does. Don't do that. All right. If you're going to fast, don't do anything. Just water. Maybe some tea, but no calories, none of that. All right. So I love you all. Everybody have a great night. Talk to you soon. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to hit me up. Okay. I will answer as soon as possible. So love you all. Talk to you soon. Have a good night. Peace. All right.